Hello, fellow wanderers, I'm Endri, and thank you for joining me as we wander through some more Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls. And since last time, I've made my way back over to the Chaos Shrine, and we're going to get ready to go towards the final battle. So here we are, back where we started. Hi, bats! Ho, we can understand them now. The power the four fiends were absorbing from the crystals was being fed into the past by the black crystal. The one distorting the beautiful light of the crystals is the one we've been looking for all along. The true root of all evil lies just ahead. The light of the four we've been seeking all this time. That light will open the time portal. The portal will transport you 2,000 years into the past to the beginning of the time loop. Shine the light of the four crystals on the black crystal in the center of the chamber. Doing so will open a time portal to this shrine as it existed 2,000 years ago. The curse of the fiends changed us into this form and prevented us from speaking. The light of the crystals has enabled us to speak again. We are sky people. We came to this shrine in our attempt to locate the source of the world's ruin. That was 400 years ago. Those are some old bats. Well, here we go. Shine the light of the four crystals on the dark crystal and open up a time portal. What can I say? It's the Age of Ultima. You focus the light of the four shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind, on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. One of the more convoluted plots of a Final Fantasy game, and it was in the first one. There we go. Here we are on the first floor of the Chaos Shrine, and this is a lot more difficult. Now, I've got some maps, but I don't actually know the path through here, but I believe we start by going to the lower right. And just some white dragons, nothing special there. I don't know if we fought a purple worm yet. Well, either way, nothing too particularly difficult there, was it? Hey, Kluya finally gets some hit points. Right, this way. Then to the lower right. Purple worms, by the way, 448 hit points. Can drop emergency exits. And are strong against Quake. Huh. Everyone's doing damage, even my white mage at this point. Alright, where are we now? Continue up this way. Keep in mind the holy effect on the red wizard sword we got is screen-wide clear, so don't be afraid to use it when you got large groups. Alright, we're on the third floor. I think we just want to basically head south. Yep. Just a moment, everyone. You. Go up there. Thank you. I think if we just head down all the way, and then inward, we'll find a path. Not far enough. Alright. And there will be a force battle right here. Death Eye! Dun dun dun! 360 hit points, drops an elixir, weak to fire, and Dia. He is considered undead. And I am just going to do a normal attack because that's probably going to finish him off pretty well. 1 XP and 1 gil. Let's open these chests, shall we? Dry ether. And elixir. Yay! And remember that loot we picked up ages ago? Well, we finally get to put it to use. And we open up a ladder. Let's see here. Where are we now? And more to the point, where do you want to be? Ah, to the left. Are there chests on this floor? Don't remember. Ah, treasures are all further down. Go to the upper left corner, we'll find our way down. Oh, Rios. Don't think we've actually seen them before. Obviously don't live very long. Uh, 350 hit points, can drop power staves, which are good to sell, weak to ice, strong to quake, and fire. They are a dragon type. First floor, I believe we need to go to the exact opposite corner. Not that we have a whole lot of choice. There is some conjecture that the knight is actually basically worthless in this version of the game. To be honest, I might agree. A thief and a black belt might be better. They made the black belt significantly better. They made the red mage significantly worse for this version, but I think the red mage is still a bit of a powerhouse, to say the least. So we're now in basement 1. And we want to get to basement 2, which is on the exact opposite end of the floor. Alright, let's go. Long run. I'm so glad there's a run button in this version of the game. Alright, no need to go down that way. This floor has Earth Shrine enemies. What do you think's going to happen when we get down to this corner? I bet you we're going to fight Lich. That counts as a forced encounter square, all 3 sides of it, so I believe you could just fight him over and over and over again. Let's go ahead and use Gigan Gloves. And we're going to grab Haste on you. And just in case he does something annoying, we'll do a Rune Staff here. While that's going, I will look up Lich. 2,800 hit points, weak to Dia, strong against ice, stone, paralysis, poison, darkness, sleep, silence, mind, confusion, death. Yep. He's not that big of a threat. In fact, I think this round will basically end him. Oh. Yeah, that almost did his entire hit point total. Right there. In the original game, he is way more dangerous because his opening move will pretty much always be Nuke. Alright. Basement 2. This, I believe, is where the majority of the remaining treasures are. Pardon me as I try and figure out where exactly we are in this place. Ah, we're here. How do we get forward? Ah, go this way. So we'll go down this way, go over here, and, oops. Go up through here and head around. This is all volcano enemies, so you can guess who we're going to fight at the end of this. Go over in between and down through here. We can leave by going through those stairs, but if you want treasure, you need to go to the south here. Are these treasures worth it? Probably not. Another protector you can get for free. The whole point of this place is to wear you down with easy fights. It's all things we've seen before. So it's not too difficult. Ragnarok solves most of the problems. And in here we have another item. Sasuke's Blade. You get a second one here. We don't need a second one. We can't even use one of them. And there are 2 more treasures on this floor. We're still gaining levels, by the way. Which is interesting, but nothing in here is difficult still. Just tells you a bit about how the XP was balanced in this version of the game. The random battles wouldn't be so bad if they were challenging. And Protect Cloak, which we don't need. We have Elven Cloaks. They're better. Even the White Mage is doing 4-digit damage. That Ultima weapon has an attack based on your hit points. so it's quite effective. Mega Elixir! Probably the most useful of the treasures in this floor, but we're done collecting them. So let's get out of here, shall we? And next up is Merilith. Hi Merilith, how are you doing? I'm not even going to bother buffing. 3,200 hit points. Let's see here. Strong against fire, lightning, ice, stone, and poison. No weaknesses, no treasure. She is a spellcaster type, if that matters to you at all. As evidenced by the fact that she can cast Viraga. Come on, guys, do some real damage! That monk is insane. Carries the day, much. Alright, we're on Basement 3. I don't believe there is any treasure on Basement 3. In fact, it doesn't look like there is. It is a little mazy, though. How do we want to do this? Pardon me as I backtrack a maze. Okay, I think the fastest way is to go here, here, and through this one and around. It's all water enemies, by the way. I think you noticed the pattern by now, right? These enemies can actually deal a little bit of damage. And I do mean little. Not on those tablets. We come through here, we'll find Kraken. What's Kraken? Kraken? Hi, Kraken! As per usual, I'm not going to buff on this guy because I wanted to live a little while. 3,600 hit points, drops eye drops, strong against quake and fire, and no weaknesses. He hurts! Yay! He hurts! It's a nice change of pace. Not going to change my strategy, Eddie, but wow, you actually did a good chunk of damage to the white mage there. It'd be nice if you target the fighter, you know, the one with all the best armor in the game, but hey, whatever. It's not like you're going to live very long anyway. And you're dead. And no treasure. Alright, Basement 4, where we'll find what used to be the ultimate weapon in the game. Somewhere. Right. Off in the middle of nowhere. Down here. This way. And along this windy passage. Stuff on this floor can survive a Ragnarok blast. That is sadly about all they can survive. And here it is! The Masamune! Weaker. Okay. Not gonna boost your attack any. Stronger? Lowers all your other stats though, so I'm good. And no. So Masamune, the old best weapon of the game, relegated to inventory space now. Monk's doing over 2,000 damage now. It's kind of obscene. This way. We're almost at Tiamat. Tiamat! There you are! 5,500 hit points, which is pretty good compared to her original form. Let's see here. Strong against Quake, Fire, Lightning, Ice, weak to none, can drop a Rune Staff treasure, uses Thunderbolt, can also use Scourge, and can use Blazar as well. And if she chooses to continue to use magic, she does not stand much of a chance. Monk's not even breaking 1,000 on her. I'm kind of sad. But yeah, this is Tia. Oh, Scourge. And it misses all of us because we are all quite immune to poison. And yes, this would go much faster if I just hasted the monk, but come on, we have to at least pretend they can live a couple rounds. And Tiamat goes down. No rune staff, unfortunately. Oh well. So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go up and around to basement 5. And here we are. Alright. Fast to go this way, actually. This thing looks like a giant Star of David, I guess, when you zoom out on it. But here we are. Garland? Do you remember me? I was once known as a Knight of Cornelia. "2,000 years from now, you killed me! I am Garland." Oh, you did defeat me then. But the 4 great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the 4 fiends into the future, where they shall once again use the 4 great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return, born again into this endless circle that I have created. And here we have Chaos. Chaos has 20,000 hit points. No weaknesses. Resistant to a whole bunch of stuff, so don't bother using magic. Can use Blaze, Tsunami, Cyclone. And I believe you can also use Flare, which is non-elemental, which could be a little bit painful. Let's go ahead and use the Giant's Gauntlets. We are going to want to actually buff for this one. Let's go ahead and use the White Robe. Ah, Blizzaga! I'm not actually worried about the magic attacks too much. Except for Flare, that could actually hurt. Alright. Oops. Let's go ahead and have you use the Giant's Gloves. You get to attack. I'm going to go ahead and haste you. We'll just use a Rune Staff. The Invisible should be enough to keep him from one-shotting anyone with physical attacks, I think. Well, help the fighter a little. 2,656 damage, so 10 hits of that, and he's a goner. Alright. We are going to go ahead and use, not haste again, temper. I would like to also cast Terra. This is our final boss of the game, everybody. Oh, not Slowra. You missed. That was a waste of your turn, wasn't it? Oh, almost 4,000 damage. Yeah, here's a hint. He's not that hard. Not compared to some of the stuff we fought. Ah, Blaze! Actually, one of his stronger attacks. Let's see what it does. Ah, it missed somebody. I've definitely seen worse. Oh, it got off. Oh, this is gonna be just disgusting. Ah, okay. I think we're done tempering him. Go ahead and temper the fighter then. Go ahead and use Rune Staff again. Not Tsunami! That's what Cagnazzo uses on you. I like the graphical effects though. Much more interesting this way than it used to be. That actually hurts. Might actually have to do real healing soon. Probably not, though. In fact, I don't think he's going to survive another round. So sure, why not? Let's go ahead and just use the Lightbringer and have the White Wizard attack. Oh, he didn't live that long. Goodbye, Chaos. You, are not nearly as strong as Shinryu, or Omega, or Death Gaze. But you get the coolest death animation, so, there you go. As he fades into the darkness. We win. It wasn't too bad, right, everybody? I don't think it was. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters ran rampant, and the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that spent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that fill the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, They will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of the light. And there you have it. Final Fantasy I, Dawn of Souls Edition. So here's what I think about the Dawn of Souls Edition of Final Fantasy I, in particular. The bonus dungeons are pretty atrocious. Just gonna throw that out there. I'm not a fan of the way they did the bonus dungeons in this game. The randomness just makes it a slog. As far as the combat systems go, I like the increased space for holding items. I like the fact you can keep your old weapons. I like the greater variety of weapons and items that came with the bonus dungeons, even if I don't like the bonus dungeon themselves. Of course, I like the fact that they fixed the bugs in the game, so that stats actually matter more now. I like that the Black Belt is more useful than he was in the original game. I'm a little sad that the Knight is a little less useful because of the upgrades. I think the Red Mage, even though he was nerfed a little bit, is still a fantastic party member, even though I got a poor HP draw on him. Of course, White and Black Mage are incredibly useful, though I would say that the Black Mage is less useful, especially against the bonus dungeon content, just because magic, outside of buffing and healing, I would say is not all that useful in this game. As far as Final Fantasy I itself goes, I love the game to death. Even though it was like, I think the third or fourth Final Fantasy, I think it was the fourth Final Fantasy game I played, it's classic. The plot is weird, and it's really hard to follow if you don't talk to everybody. It's hard to follow even if you do talk to everyone, especially if you were as young as I was when I played the game. I like the on-use item effects. It's a classic leveling system. I think this remake has amazingly worked on the graphics. I think the game looks beautiful in this version, even with the small resolution on the GBA. I think the random encounter rate's a little high. They somewhat fixed that later. Yeah, I think it was a great start to the series. I am going to do a bonus video on the bosses I did not show in the dungeons. And other than that, next up is Final Fantasy II, a game that I have never beaten, and a game that I will be playing through a little bit beforehand. I'm actually playing through it actively right now. We want to save that over here. And yeah, I played through a bit of it already. I'm going to play through a bit more before I actually start it, probably a little bit later tonight, on the night I record this. But we'll be going through that, finishing up Dawn of Souls as a collection. I'll have more to say about that game. It's interesting. I'm not sure I dislike it as much as I did before, but that's for that game, not for this game. Until our paths cross again, have fun and stay safe, everyone.